In bygone years, amidst the fervor of the expansive Black Lives Matter movement, a pivotal incident unfolded in Bristol, England. During this episode, a cadre of protesters animated by the larger cause undertook the decapitation of a statue venerating Edward Colston, a historical figure stained by the ignominious legacy of slave trading. This effigy, thus dismembered, found its final resting place in the harbor. Simultaneously, institutions engaged in a conscientious introspection, contemplating the pertinence of their nomenclature and the necessity to disentangle from legacies that clashed with contemporary sensibilities. Remarkably, Ryerson University executed a complete rebranding, propelled by contentious assertions, albeit tangentially linked, connecting its namesake to the cultural genocide of residential schools in Canada. Even those figures with tenuous connections to historical transgressions found themselves expunged from the edifices that once bore their names. Astonishingly, a British library entertained the notion of excising Mozart from its placards due to his portrayal of the malevolent Moor in The Magic Flute, a creation attributed to Emile Schikaneder, the librettist. The overarching lesson drawn from this cultural upheaval is clear. Caution must be exercised when immortalizing individuals through the naming of buildings or monuments, for history's revelations may unearth unsavory facets of their past, ranging from canine transgressions to complicity in heinous acts such as slavery or genocidal ideologies. Enter Olivia Chow, the mayor of Toronto, who recently sanctioned the renaming of a park and stadium to honor the controversial figure Rob Ford, a character infamous for his crack-smoking antics and outspoken demeanor, reminiscent of a character designed by Chris Farley. Predictably, outrage ensued, prompting incredulous inquiries into the motives of Mayor Chow, a purported darling of the leftist elite. However, the seemingly incongruous decision becomes comprehensible when one considers Mayor Chow's recent triumph in orchestrating the provincial government's reassumption of control over the Gardner and Don Valley Parkway. These aging and burdensome infrastructural relics relegated to the city's responsibility under past administrations have long plagued the city of Toronto. It is conceivable that the naming controversy was an incidental facet of a broader negotiation, possibly involving Mayor Chow's acquiescence on matters beyond her immediate purview, such as Ontario Place, which is poised for examination by the Auditor General. While empirical evidence may be elusive, a strategic perspective suggests that Mayor Chow's primary focus was the Gardner, a battle she evidently won. The naming concession, in all likelihood, may have been a negotiable point rather than a principled endorsement of Rob Ford's controversial legacy. In the realm of political maneuvering, concessions on symbolic fronts often serve as a quid pro quo for substantial gains in substantive arenas. For those who question the apparent sacrilege of memorializing a man with a checkered past, Mayor Chow is astutely banking on the public's disapproval. By allowing protests to burgeon, she shrewdly invites scrutiny upon the naming decision, creating a contentious spectacle. This calculated move enables Mayor Chow to divert attention from the intricacies of her broader political victories, including the pivotal transfer of infrastructure control. You see, in the grand tapestry of political machinations, the naming of a park and stadium after a flawed figure may be perceived as a temporal sacrifice, destined to be reevaluated in the wake of future scrutiny, driven by the ephemerality of internet-fueled outrage. The larger narrative unfolds not in the naming ceremony, but in the strategic moves orchestrated behind the scenes by a seasoned political player, Olivia Chow, navigating the complex landscape of civic governance. If you have a problem with the naming, Protest. It's what she wants.